Welcome to our presentation on the Security Survey report for the Dolores P. Torres building at the University of Mindanao. This report was carefully presented by Alem, De Leon, Mendoza, Obedencio, and Obat, consisting of five members as part of the security survey of the DPT building. This report has been submitted to Dr. Estela Karen M. Ranzuela, PhD CSP, as part of our ongoing study in campus security. We appreciate your time and attention as we share the key insights from our security survey. The survey was conducted as part of our coursework for 3215-29 code with the official approval and authority granted by Sir Candido Osralta Jr., Head of the Security and Safety Office at the University of Mindanao. The survey period extended from September 27 to October 7, 2024, totaling 20 hours of thorough assessment. In this presentation, we will provide a detailed overview of our findings, the security measures we evaluated, and our recommendations for enhancing the safety and security of the DPT building. This is the name and mission of installation activity. The DPT building is a four-story building with a total area of approximately 1,000 square meter. The building was named after the wife of Guillermo E. Torres, Dolores P. Torres. The DPT building is home to architecture and fine arts, nursing, IT, medicine, technology, and many courses. The DPT building is committed to providing the best possible services to its students. The installation aims to evaluate the efficiency and effectiveness of the security measures currently in place on the site and offer the required recommendations to address any security related problems or concerns. At this point, I will hand over the presentation to my colleague, Daryl Alem.
Thank you, MJ. So let's proceed to physical security. First, barrier. Situation. The perimeter barrier of the deputy building is situated on the rear side of the building. It is a restricted area for students. Outside the perimeter barrier of the deputy building is a street with many residences. The deputy building's perimeter is a semi-solid fence with chain link fence characteristics. The perimeter fence is cemented 6 feet from the ground, and the mesh was covered by a corrugated zinc coated galvanized metal roofing sheet. This material is a cheap and prone to deterioration since it is very likely to rust during rain, but it prevents visual access to possible intruders. The perimeter also has a top guard. The surveyor's inspection of the deputy building's perimeter found some problems. Firstly, specific barbed wire was not in place. This compromised the fence's integrity, allowing for potential entry or climbing over the barrier. Secondly, the back side of the building also lacked lighting and illumination during nighttime. And lastly, the outside residence was a mini house built beside the perimeter that can be used to climb over the barrier. As you can see at the images, these are these are the one these are the situations that I have talked about earlier. So, the surveyors recommends that the fence be strengthened, reinforced, and repair the damaged barbed wires. Add the light on the perimeter barrier and install a CCTV around the perimeter. These measures will monitor and deter intruders and make it difficult for them to gain access to the building. Next, guard force and guard system. Situation. There are two security guards on duty on the deputy building. One is assigned to the cashier area, while the other is stationed in the lobby area. They utilize walkie-talkies for communication and carry firearms for protection against potential threats. Their primary responsibility is to safeguard the students, staff, and themselves. A guard routine is managed for 8 hours each day on a rational basis. The guard at the lobby area conducts early patrols of the building under the supervision of the security shift supervisor. All duty guards are required to wear their full uniform and ID at all times. So this is the surveyor's recommendation. The surveyor recommended that the guard of the lobby be stricter and assign security personnel to patrol the building. If the guard at the lobby area patrolled the entire building every hour, they would not be able to focus enough on guarding the lobby area. Additionally, having other patrolling guard would allow for faster detection of potential hazard such as unauthorized entry, suspicious activity, or potential damage to the building. This proactive approach will improve overall security and ensure the safety of students. Next, personal identification and movement control. Situation. The personal identification starts from the entrance, which is at Matina entrance or Maa entrance. The security guard will require an ID to enter or their Form 1 if in any case the student lost his or her ID. A visitor will be required to log a book or be given a visitor's ID. The The entity will also pass the metal detector and the bag will be scanned by the security guard. The entity will also pass the metal detector and the bag will be scanned by the security guard. The students of the University Mindanao will be required to wear the ID at all times as it is an indication of a bona fide registered student at the University of Mindanao. Specifically, the deputy building does not have a movement control on the entry of the building. CCTVs are placed in every hallway, corner, and corridor on each floor. The first floor is composed of approximately 21 CCTVs, the second floor has 9 CCTVs, and the third floor has 7 CCTVs. But one thing the surveyors observed is the lack of CCTVs on the fourth floor. Recommendation. It is advised that the administration carry out a comprehensive evaluation of the current surveillance system to improve security measures at the deputy building. This is especially important for the fourth level, where there is a insufficient CCTV coverage. Increasing the number of cameras in the region would help to guarantee complete surveillance throughout the building. Addressing the weak point in the structure, it would also be advantageous to provide security staff with regular training on visitor control and emergency response. Students, teachers, and guests will all feel safer in this atmosphere when these steps are taken in addition to the present identification procedures. This time, I will be giving the presentation to John Ray Obidencio and he will be continuing the presentation.
Thank you, Darren. So now I will proceed to protective lighting situations. The DPT building's protective lighting is composed of fluorescent low light that produce a dim light on the hallways. A bulb on the stairways track the light direct at the paintings, emergency lighting, and receive the in-light on the halls. The surveyors discovered that a few of the building's light bulbs were pondered, no receptacles, exposed wires, and other were no longer functional. An example is the lack of illumination on the some stairways. These are dark spots in the building which could be a potential hiding place for intruders and hazard to many people passing the stairs. So here if you can see in the pictures that there is a dark staircase due to the lack of light and bulbs to make the deputy building halls and corridors visible at night. The surveyor recommends to eliminate any potential threat that can endanger building occupants. The surveyor will advise replacing all of the broken lights bulbs, pondered bulbs, and fluorescent lighting. Putting lighting bulbs, especially on the stairs, to provide more lighting. Also replacing fluorescent lighting wattage in a much brighter illumination in the specific area. Next, alarms and communication systems. Situations. The DPT building has a fire alarm system at every stair point, protected by glass to avoid false alarms or fire alarms, playing intentionally. The building also has alarms indicating 50 minutes have passed and 5 minutes for reminders, preparation, and enclosures. The building has a siren alarm system near the elevator. The surveyors found a significant number of fire alarm systems that have damaged protective glass or no protective glass that might endanger students in the DPT building. Students may also unintentionally hit the glass, which could result in a false alarm and frightening people within the DPT building. Recommendation. The surveyor recommended that prompt action be taken to inspect and fix any damaged glass to address the safety issues related to the damaged protective glass in the DPT building. It is also crucial to carry out comprehensive examination of the alarm systems to guarantee that they are operating as intended. Incorporating safety obstacles or missile may also aid in preventing pupils from unintentionally hitting the glass, educating the students and staff on the need to maintain a safe environment and correct usage of alarm system can further decrease hazards. By giving these precautions top priority, we can improve everyone's safety and well-being within the deputy building. Restricted areas. Situation. The fire hydrant system is located close to a danger high voltage genset room. It is close to a busy student walkway. This proximity poses safety risks as the student may potentially hinder upon entering the hydrant. The building's restricted areas are composed of the quality management areas, which is restricted by a small gate that indicates no classroom labs beyond this point. Students please use the garden walkway. Electrical room, which is warned by a sign danger, high voltage, keep out authorized personnel only. The only problem with this, it is not locked and can be easily accessed by unauthorized entity at the hallways. The only difference to it is sign which serve as psychological discouragement. Lastly, the restricted area which has a barrier and signage the gate is for employees and visitors only. The student please follow signage. CCTV cameras cover the area. Is a restricted area for students located at the first floor just at the hallways. You can see in the picture, this is what I said earlier. This is the restricted areas, the danger high voltage, and the no classroom labs beyond this point. Students please use the garden walkways and the genset room. Recommendation. We recommend that it is important to improve safety by preventing easy access to these areas, like the electrical room beside the hallways. In addition, campus safety campaigns should educate the students about the dangers and the need to keep these areas clear. So now, the next presenter will be John Mark Ubat.
So now I proceed to storage security. First, situations. The surveyor discovers that some of the PT building's storage rooms have flimsy door locks that are simple to pick. For instance, the only security lock on the door of the storage room located on the fourth floor of the building is a simple nail that is readily removed or destroyed. The DPT building's electrical room is the same of every floor, which is in the hallway. Each door is easily accessible but prevented by a sign that has a psychological deterrence to breachers. This vulnerability may lead to intruders gaining access to the electrical system of the building. Second is recommendations. To prevent unauthorized individuals from entering the building storage room and to hinder their progress, the surveyor suggests putting a strong lock that prevents or delays
intruders or unauthorized access in the designated area. And the utilities. The DBT building has a functional fire sprinkler, fire detector, fire extinguisher, water fountain, air conditioning, an elevator, Wi-Fi, computers, telephone communications, and pipe system. The building also has a generator for emergency lighting in case of emergency. The building utilities seem to be maintained and checked regularly. The surveyor observed the hazard of uncovered outlets and wirings, exposure to water like rain and accidental spilling may cause a threat that could spark a fire or cause an electrical current. Also, the placement of the outlet of the water fountain possibly will overlap with the water that is going to spurt if the water current is high. This could cause short circuit and hazards to the people utilizing it. One particular fire extinguisher was overcharged. An overcharged fire extinguisher can cause leakage or, worse, a cylinder explosion. As you can see the picture, these are the utilities that I have mentioned earlier. Recommendations. The DPT building's seamless operation and risk mitigation depend heavily on routine maintenance, inspection, and backup plans. The DPT building can provide a secure and effective learning environment for everyone by putting maintenance and dependability of the water and power system first. Putting covers on the outlet that is unconverted, properly placing the outlet in a manner that the water spurt does not overlap or hit the outlet. So the next presentation, I said. So the next presenter is so the next presenter will be Mr. De Leon.
So emergency plans. Situations. The picture shows their emergency and evacuation plans. The building also has fire alarms on every floor to alert students and staff in addition. They have fire extinguishers, fire sprinklers, smoke detectors, fire hose cabinets. In case of a fire, these tools can be used to prevent spread of flames. If an earthquake occurs, security guards will be alerted. They will be first we will first go to the fourth floor, then to the third floor, and finally to the ground floor, knocking on doors to alert people about the earthquake. Security guard will then guide them to safety area. So this is the safety plan as seen here in the diagram. So the four pictures shows the exit diagram in case of emergency. So per picture is so the diagram may vary depending on the floor which you are located. Next. So the recommendations of the surveyors is that routine exercise for both earthquake and fire scenarios be carried out to enhance the building's safety protocols. To guarantee that everyone is aware of evacuation routes and emergency procedures, these exercises should involve both staff and students, teaching people about the proper use of fire extinguishers and orienting them with the locations of safety equipment such as fire hoses and alarms, can also prepare them to react appropriately in an emergency. To ensure that everyone is informed in real time during an emergency, it is also advisable to think about putting in place an organized communication system that can quickly distribute warnings and updates. It is recommended that the exit light be working so that at night they can immediately see where they are going to go to the exit. So next, so we're going to be talking about the personal security of the DP building. So the DPT building personal security guard is composed of two. One is on post at the DPT main entrance and the other one at the cashier. The one post at the DPT main entrance, pause a good one. The one on post at the DPT main entrance is shifted by three security guards. The morning shift is security guard Kabangibang Elmer from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The afternoon shift is security guard NO RE from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Lastly, the night shift is S security guard Roma Edwin from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. The one stationed at the cashier is Giovanni A. Marquez, whose shift is 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. overtime. DM pays 4 security guards total at DPT alone. Security guards were asked and they stated they went through training, seminars, and academy, learning the concept of security and the role of their jobs. So, moving on to document and information security. Numerous instructors and staff members maintain the confidentiality of the placement and security of their own documents. Even knowing how their documents are safeguarded eliminates the aspect of surprise of an intruder would otherwise have. Advised to prevent risk in the future or information leaks, they make sure that their documents and information are kept confidential. We have no recommendation because these are kept secret. Next is the potential hazards. So, as you can see in this picture, a tree branch may be a hazard because it may fall to the electrical source that may cause explosion and causing fire at the DPT building. The other situations and recommendations. So, as you can see in the right picture, fire exit should be eliminated during the dark when the energy supply shuts down or at dark. So, so the exit sign should be glowing in the dark in case of an emergency during energy supply shutdown or when in case of an emergency. As you can see on the left picture, you can see a crack. It may be a small threat, but this should be monitored over time, especially during and after earthquakes. Another situation, as you can see on the pillars, on top of the pillars, there is a building crack. So it should be also monitored. This pose small threat, but still relevant to hazard. It should be cemented since it was a previous pipe hole and can still be his foot. So as you can see in the picture on the left, it should be cemented already because it can still put people into danger by people being misfoot by it. So next, as you can see on the left picture, the as you can see the fence here is at the stairway. So people or students may walk past by this section and it may pose a threat to the students or the people passing by because its height is very minimal or small and it can danger the people around it. Next is, as you can see on the picture on the right side, wires are exposed and prone to any sparking. This serve as a hazard and it should be covered. Next is the, as you can see, the black texture indicates an explosion or sparking was transpired. This is already a warning sign of something to look into and regularly monitored. So enclosures and exhibits. So these are the stairways of the DPT building. So as you can see, other parts are dark and other parts are illuminated properly. As you can see on the left side, this is the informative room planning. So the fourth floor has a informative room planning where where is the room or rooms located. And the next picture is an open ceiling. So this may also be a threat and surveyors would also recommend it to be covered. Next is the exit signs. So these are signs that make people aware of where are the exits during an emergency, case of a fire or an earthquake. So this is the map view of the DPT building and this is where the DPT building is located. As you can see on the map, it is beside GET and in front of the PS
and beside the library. That is all. Presentation. Thank you for listening and thank you, and that's all.